Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is May 11th, and our reading is You Don't Say. In the states which are ideologically self-conscious, the process of education is combined with agitation and regulation, so that the entire population lives under conditions approximating the psychological side of war. Education and propaganda merge into everlasting indoctrination. Education is to psychological warfare what a glacier is to an avalanche. The mind is to be, in both cases, captured, but the speed and techniques differ. And that's Paul Linebarger from Psychological Warfare. The level of mendacity and manipulation of facts in education, media, entertainment, and religious circles would shame a politician. Well, if it were possible to shame a Pole. The Buddha taught us to refrain from lying and to practice right speech. Yesterday, we looked at right speech when it comes to talking to ourselves. That internal dialogue does not have to be so negative and crazy-making, and we have a choice about what we listen to and what we turn off, and we need to exercise that choice. Today, we're going to turn to a guy, Paul Linebarger is probably better known as Cordwainer Smith, and he wrote the Norstrilia series of science fiction books. This guy is an amazing guy. He was the godson of Sun Yat-sen, who was the father of both the Kuomintang and the Chinese Communist parties, the first real 20th century resistance and revolutionary movement in China. He also was the author of a great book on psychological warfare and worked for the Department of Defense for up until 1965 when he died. And he was a professional military officer. He died at an early age at just 53. And that's a great pity for us all because he was a wonderful writer and thinker, very original thinker. Anyway, when he talks about people lying to us professionally, he knows whereof he speaks, and we need to pay attention to that. What lies in front of us is nothing compared to what lies right to our faces. The second quarter theme is sincerity, and of course, in May, we're looking at right speech, and right speech is part of the Sila, or ethical conduct, stream within the Eightfold Path, and that is right speech, right action, and right livelihood. And the idea is that before we can sit in samadhi, before we can sit down in meditation and contemplation, we need to be comfortable in our own skin, and the only way we can do that is to act right. We can't think our way into right actions, but we can act our way into right thinking. And so we start with right speech. We have already covered the types of speech that the Buddha mentioned in particular, and the upshot of all of that stuff is that we should wag a civil tongue. This is important if we're going to live in a civil society. So happy trails to you until we meet again.